They all laughed when I stepped onto the mat. I wasn't wearing the latest jai. My belt looked like it had been through war. I didn't walk with confidence. I didn't talk big. I was just a black teen with a quiet fire in my chest and a name people kept mispronouncing. It's Malik, by the way. Not Malik, not Malik. Just Malik, like sharp and straight. But that didn't matter to Coach Trent. Nothing about me seemed to matter to him, not even after I signed up for his jiu-jitsu class with the last of my mom's tip money from waiting tables. The first thing he said to me wasn't welcome or nice to meet you. It was, you ever even trained before? I nodded, unsure if I should mention the YouTube videos I studied every night, the pillow I practiced submissions on, or the one free community class I snuck into last year. But before I could say anything, he rolled his eyes and said, "This ain't one of those street fights you're used to. This is technique, discipline, real skill." That word, those, hit me like a slap. But I stayed quiet. I had learned the hard way that dignity isn't loud. It breathes through silence, through patience, and through the power of knowing what you're capable of, even when no one else sees it yet. Coach Trent strutted across the mat like he was king of the world. His black belt knotted tightly, barking at students like they were recruits. The other teens, mostly white, all polished, some carrying competition medals, didn't look twice at me. I was just another charity case to them, until we started warm-ups. I moved differently. My base was solid. My transitions were smooth. But instead of nodding in approval, Coach chuckled like he was watching a bad sitcom. "You learned that from a video game, Malik." I didn't answer. "Oh, wait, let me guess. World Star?" The class laughed. I swallowed the heat rising in my throat. We started drills. He paired me with a guy named Kyle. Tall, cocky, wearing a smug smile. Kyle didn't say much at first, but his body language spoke volumes. Lazy grips, no respect. Every time I got a good position, he'd yell, "Lucky," and Coach would yell back, "Ease up on the new guy, Kyle. He doesn't know what he's doing." That's when I realized something. They didn't want me to do well. They expected me to fail. In fact, they were betting on it. By week 2, I was still showing up, still quiet, still focused. But Coach wasn't letting up. He'd interrupt my drills just to call them sloppy. He'd make me redo movements he let others get away with. He'd correct me in front of the class and make sarcastic comments about my natural talent. "Hey, maybe one day you'll teach us all how to throw down on the sidewalk," he joked one day. Something cracked in me, but I didn't lash out. I went home and I trained harder. I watched breakdowns of black belts. I shadow rolled until my back ached. I recorded myself and studied my posture like it was math. I wasn't trying to prove them wrong anymore. I was trying to make myself right. Week 4, Coach announced live sparring. Finally. Everyone partnered up fast. Kyle found his best friend. The other guys paired off. No one looked my way. "Looks like you're with me, Malik," Coach smirked. My stomach dropped. This wasn't just a match. It was a setup. The mats cleared and everyone circled around. Phones were out. Some were already snickering. I could see it in their eyes. "Let's see the street kid get humbled." Coach stood in front of me and cracked his neck. "Let's keep it light," he said. "I don't want to break you first round." I nodded. We bumped fists. He came at me fast, faster than I expected. I slipped the grip and recovered guard, but he was heavy. He tried to pass. I framed, hips out, stayed calm. He pushed harder, trying to smash through, but I reversed. He looked surprised. I moved to side control. That's when he started really resisting. He grunted, trying to shrimp out, but I kept position. Then I made a choice. I transitioned smoothly into north-south. The room went silent. He tried to buck me off, but I adjusted. My arm slipped under his neck, tight and clean. I locked it in. North-south choke. His legs kicked. I squeezed. He flailed. Then, tap, 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 tap. I let go. Coach rolled over, coughing, red-faced, gasping. I stood. The room was frozen. No one spoke. No one laughed. One of the phones filming slowly lowered. Coach got to his knees and looked up at me like he didn't understand what just happened. I said nothing. He looked at the class, then back at me. "You been training somewhere else?" "No, sir." He blinked. You learned that from YouTube? I nodded. He stood slowly, still catching his breath. The class didn't cheer. They didn't mock me either. They just stared, because they had just watched their untouchable coach get choked out by the kid who wasn't supposed to belong. Coach didn't speak to me the rest of the session. After class, as I grabbed my stuff, one of the boys came up to me. Yo, that choke was clean, he muttered. Another nodded. I didn't know you were like that. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. Next week, I came in and found my name written in clean black ink on the wall under competitors. Coach didn't laugh anymore. He watched me carefully now. He still didn't compliment me, but he corrected me less. He paired me with real partners. And when he spoke to me, there was something new in his tone. Not fear, not respect, but recognition. Recognition of someone who wasn't supposed to rise, but did. A month later, I entered my first local competition. Coach showed up. He didn't say he would, but he came. I walked to the mat. I won my first match, then the second, then the third. In the finals, I faced a guy bigger than me, stronger, older. He came out fast, trying to muscle me. I kept calm. I moved like I'd practiced, like I belonged. 3 minutes in, I caught him in the same north-south choke. He tapped. Coach didn't say much after. He just placed the medal in my hand and muttered, "Well done." That night, I walked home with the medal in my pocket. My mom cried when she saw it. She didn't understand the moves, but she knew the weight behind it. I looked at her and said, I think I'm finally on the mat where I belong. And somewhere in that silence, I realized, sometimes you don't need to shout to be heard. Sometimes you just have to choke out the doubt and let your hands do the talking.